BTC just broke 64K. Things are looking a little bit spicy out there at the moment, and today is probably a great time to start talking about this meme super cycle and what these meme coins are doing. So guys, I've got some absolute banger meme setups for you guys. We're talking the super cycle, then we've got the main ones we're going to deal with, then we got a couple of smaller cap, I don't want to call them gems, but filth, call them filth. And we got tons going on. We got Chaos in the house. He's talking indicators on some of these meme tokens as well. So we got so much to talk about here on a Monday. Let's get right into it. And remember, always hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and say hello to the new improved likes bouncer. I don't know what's going on here. He's sitting in his mansion somewhere now at the moment. AI Ray, and yeah, it's Chaos. He's bringing us some. Some MDX algo things today that's going to tie in, and one of them is Sundog, which is fitting perfectly into our meme plays at the moment. So we're going to talk about that in a couple of minutes. Let's look at the new improved Banter Bubbles. So those of you guys that have been watching the show, you might have noticed Banter Bubbles have changed. It's more like a smooth little Ferrari now that we're looking at the moment. And look at this thing in the middle here, Ray. It's staring me in the face. Sui, I got rinsed, bro. Sui ripped 20%. I spoke to you guys about this last night. I told you I had my reservations. I was getting a little bit nervous the way that price action was going on, and they came true to form and they rinsed me out for being bearish on Sui. So that is that. We're going to talk about that trade in a little bit more detail just now. And you can see Brett looking good at the moment. Look at the top right there. I mean, top left, 8% up. Nice little move near, nice little bounce of support. Peppy, our old friend, and Bonk are starting to show faces. So luckily for you guys, I've got Bonk in the house as well, pushing into a big resistance band. If we get a pop there, things are going to get a little bit spicy there for us. So let's start with BTC and what is going on. I see Dad with 3 says Sui wrecking undies. Bro, that Sui rinsed me properly. It was lovely. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Okay, so BTC on the 4 hour. What are we doing now? You can see we pumped into our main resistance area that we identified yesterday. This was the 64K zone. So earlier today, if we do zoom in a little bit here, let's just take a closer look here. We did have a pump into that zone and we had a nice strong rejection earlier on. So I was looking for a nice long setup opportunity down at the 62,400 region. So they front ran that area. So we missed the main entry there on a BTC long. So we're going to have to see how this now is going to play out. But big support today that I'm going to be watching. If we do get a little bit of downside, can I help you there, sir? What's going on, Ray?
I was hoping for that entry too. I was concurring that entry.
Ray was concurring. So yeah, I was waiting very patiently. I wanted the 62,400. I was looking for a long down there. They front ran it and now they've absolutely sent it. But it looks like we're getting a little bit of a rejection at the moment. So we're going to see how this one plays out. But for me today, 62,400, that is the big level we're going to be watching if we do get a little bit of a bigger rejection now. Now, interesting to see to the upside, we do have this 200-day moving average pushing in front of us. We have pierced this. Okay, that is a very good start for us. Ideally, we want to see support in this region for the next push. And that next push takes us to our next danger zone, the 65K. So just like we had a reaction at danger zone 1 2 days ago, then we had a reaction danger zone 2 yesterday. This is going to be my next danger zone there. That's our 786. It's tied in to some horizontals there as well at 65K. So just remember, when we get to these levels, if you are scalping, things like that, these are the danger zones. These are the areas. Maybe you tighten up stops. Maybe you want to take some profit on some of your scalps and things like that. So watch these areas. And 𝗙𝗢𝗟𝗡 says some good profits from WIF yesterday. Yeah, we gave an absolute degen WIF trade on the 1 hour. No, it was on the 15-minute candles yesterday after the show. We did a private sniper club Zoom and we had a nice little banger WIF trade. So that was a banger, 𝗙𝗢𝗟𝗡. I'm glad you guys have made some money. So let's get into some of the news and things like that. We're not gonna sit too long on tweets because I got so much content for you guys today. I got so many meme coins that we need to talk about. But let's just talk about some relevant stuff. And the Chinese stock market was up 3% this morning. Things are looking strong. They are now back from holiday. They took a 7-day break. Now they're back and things are cooking. You would have seen the crypto market was absolutely ripping as well. And it's probably that holiday hangover, everybody waiting to get involved. So things are looking good from the Chinese liquidity side. And Zero Hedge just telling us, Goldman says, to escape deflation and for the rally to be sustainable, China's M1 money supply has to overtake its M2. For that to happen, China will need to unleash a historic credit impulse. Okay, record new debt creation, launch qualitative easing, and global inflationary shockwave. Okay, so it sounds like there's a couple of things brewing there. If you want to know what the difference is between M1 and M2, here's a little paragraph or two here for you. But M1 money supply is coins and currency in circulation, and M2 includes everything in M1, but also adds other types of deposits and savings and things like that. So that is what they're looking for. The economists out there, have yourself a read if you want to see what that is all about. And the S&P, well, it keeps churning. Okay, so we've had a little retest of our previous support. That is looking good. We've got our 5,650. Let's see. We look like we want to get to all-time highs pretty soon. And that is looking good. As long as that's looking bullish for us, I suspect we're going to have pretty decent time in the crypto market. So always one eye on this S&P while these things are unfolding, and obviously one eye on the war situation. There's always going to be something we need to pay a little bit of extra attention to. So now let's get into the juice. You can see all these tabs at the top here, guys. This is just alpha all day long that I've set up for you guys. And this is basically how we're feeling right now. Okay, this is the DJs managing their $420 portfolio. Guys, get ready. Okay, we've got some filth coming in today here, and tell them now, Daddy's working. Daddy's trading meme coins here. Daddy's trading shit coins. Let's go. Okay, so I touched on this one yesterday, and I just want to remind you guys again, for those of you that are, not into trading meme coins and things like Ray. Okay, Ray, hopefully you're making a change. And, basically your normal token is still a meme coin. Why? Because it's made up of fundamentals, a small drop, 5%. The rest is all narrative, speculation, and hype, okay? And meme coins actually own that. They say, fuck it. We are fundamentally nothing. We're just an absolute shit coin. Let's pump this stuff. So they are what they are, okay? And, I think people like that. People seem to embrace that. And Kato telling us, welcome to meme season, okay? Mindshare now at a yearly high for meme coins. Okay, so the interest you can see is clearly coming back. And I mean, it's pretty obvious. There was a meme show yesterday on Banter. Now I'm talking about memes again today. We touched on some memes on my show yesterday, and there's clearly a little bit of spice in the market. I beg your pardon, sir.
It's more than April from the all-time high time?
I believe so. It's getting hyped again. Okay, so the memes are coming back. Okay, you can see it's starting to filter into our shows. My meme portfolio is starting to make money again. We're starting to get excited about these memes. So I think it's time that we dealt with this. And we're going to cater for you guys for spot traders. I've got a couple of leverage setups as well for you guys. And then I've got some absolute degen shitcoin plays for you guys that are going to be coming through. So QW here, 𝗙𝗢𝗟𝗟𝗪. He says, every cycle, there's an opportunity for retail to outperform the professionals. First cycle, it was simply BTC, yes. Second cycle, it was ETH and the ICOs. Remember that? That was fun. Third cycle, it was DeFi and NFTs. Well, that was fun as well. Current cycle, it's SOL and the intersubjective culture coins, aka meme coins. The alpha is for retail to get involved at a time when there's too much career risk for professionals to get involved. And this makes a lot of sense to us here. And a reminder, yesterday, I did touch on this chart. For those of you that didn't see this, this is year-to-date sector-wise average returns. Nice little spreadsheet here. BTC, 50%. Nice. ETH, shitcoin, 14%. SOL, banger, 50%. Layer ones, all combined, flat. Modular, Matic, Celestia, Optimism, Arbitrum, absolute dog shit. We know that because we've tried to trade them a couple of times in the last 12 months. ETH DeFi, boring. Sol DeFi, quite boring, actually. Cosmos, what is that shit? I mean, Rune does really well. So I feel bad for Rune, but the rest, like DYDX, absolute shitcoin. And then AI and Deepin, that's been decent. Okay, we know that's been decent, 35%. But look at this at the bottom, meme coins. 425.4%. Okay, you can't argue with stats like that. Okay, so if you are gambling in the crypto space, i.e. trading any type of crypto token, whether it's Taro or Render or an absolute shitcoin, well, memes is where it's at for you. If you want the best performing assets, shall we call them assets? Okay, Kremlin says, you will make millions if you get it now. Okay, he says alt season is history. That makes sense. Meme Supercycle is ongoing. Okay, it's quite a bold statement. In this thread, okay, he's giving you guys a thread. You can follow this guy and take a read as to what he has to say. But he's saying why you should rotate into memes and a list of low cap runners from 50 million to 200 million. Now, on the right-hand side, he's shown a couple of shit coins. So to be fair, he's picked some absolute dogs there on the right from the September lows. And on the left, we're looking at the recovery plays from September lows on the meme coins, and you can see clear outperformers here. Look at this Giga, 200%. We spoke about this last night. Chaos is actually talking about that one in a couple of minutes for you guys. We got Michi, we got Popcat, all these things, complete outperformers. Okay, so I'm trying to make an argument here for why. If you guys don't believe it already, I'm trying to convince you why you need to have a couple of memes in your portfolio and at least be trading one or two when the market is ripping. So meme coin mania has now hit institutions, according to Altcoin Buzz. They're saying, hearing that liquid funds, which once snubbed meme coins, are now facing pressure from LPs asking why they missed the boat. Okay, that is quite interesting. Institutional allocation to meme coin could be the big Q4 2024 story. Okay, are we about to see the next major wave of meme coin adoption? It's amazing how the hype can change so quickly. A couple of weeks ago, we were like, fuck, these memes are dead. They're over. Sol is going to zero. And all of a sudden, a couple of bullish candles on Bitcoin, the market wakes up, and now we're looking at memes again as a super cycle. It's actually unreal. And right, let's look at a couple of admin things. One of them is the ByBit comp. It starts in 3 days. Okay, very simple. It's the ByBit World Series of Trading starting in 3 days. Banter has got a single team now. It's all of us combined together. What we need you guys to do, if you're going to trade on this team with us, please just go into the link in the show description there and join our squad. And you can see our squad is filling up nicely. We got 337 traders at the moment in that. I think we are the biggest English-speaking team at the moment on the World Series of Trading. So just jump in here with us. There is a link. It will take you directly to this team and get involved with us. It starts in 3 days. And Sniper Club members, and I'm sure front runners and all those guys, the other products as well, they're going to have their own ByBit section. But Sniper Club is creating a ByBit channel specifically for that. And some of our traders are going to drop ideas and all sorts of things in there for the duration of the competition. So there'll be a lot of extra help there for Sniper Club members. Okay, let's take a look one more time at BTC. And I was in a scalp, or I am in a scalp long here on BTC on the 15 minutes. I've gone Ray Degen here on BTC. So what I tried to do here was grab this trend retest. So we're going to see how this is going to play out. So we've had a little trend break. We're trying to keep this simple. Little trend break, little retest here. You can see I put my stop under the 618 fib. So I've just dragged my fib from the low to the high here on Prime XBT. My stop is sitting at 63,149. So that should give me room for some kind of retest onto that 618, maybe a little wick under, and then a potential bounce. If we start losing that 618, I'm going to take the stop during the show if it happens, and then we'll deal with a new entry later on. Because if we start losing that 618, there's a possibility that we start pushing lower now into that 62,400 zone. So that is where I think our higher conviction situation is going to be if we do get that pullback. Okay, let's see BTC on the daily. Just a little update here as to where we are. And on the daily, you can see it's a bit of a struggle. We've got a wick here on the 200-day MA. Hello, sir. Step into my office. Step into my office.
What's happening? Is Ray sitting there watching porn? And...
There he is. There he is. There he is. Step into my office, sir. Ray's off the porn. We got Chaos here as well.
Chaos, bro.
Yo.
You had to deliver.
Oh,
Okay, guys, hold on. Uncle's here. He's got stuff for you.
Beer job, bro. Beer job.
Isn't it good enough for you? There we go.
So I'm going to show you a package.
Yeah, what's happening? So, what are you buying?
We're buying meme coins.
Are you buying meme coins?
Yeah, I'm getting into it now.
Let's see the package, sir.
All day long.
Where's the package?
It's in your office.
No, it's package. The days of being able to buy one package and get a second package are finished now, bro.
I told them. There's another deal for them today. I've got something special.
Can I also have one something special?
Okay, I can organize it for you. Yeah.
What is it?
Well, if they sign up to my 𝗍𝗥𝗡𝗙 and they buy a ledger and they show me that they bought a ledger for the first 4, they're all going to get $100 future vote.
That's just fun. It just rains here. It just rains money here, bro.
Okay, back to normal viewing. We're going to deal with that. Ledger situation now. See you later. Okay, so let's talk BTC on the daily. What is bothering me here? You can see there's a daily wick rejection here on that 200-day MA. So a little bit of an issue in this region for me. So we actually want to see this 200-day MA reclaim quite quickly now on that daily. We've got an upside target, 65,500. That is what we're watching on the daily. And then lower down, look, we've got decent support, 59,900. That is what we're watching. That's our first sort of big support zone that we're going to pay attention to. And it's probably going to take a couple of rockets, maybe a missile or two, and we could could see 59,800. We could also see the 55,800 level. So that is what we're going to be watching there to the downside for now. But right now, things look okay. Okay, they look okay. Talk dominance quickly. And you can see dominance is still looking bullish. It's actually flagging a little bit here, looking like it might have some kind of breakout at some point. So hopefully, if it is going to break out, that's going to come with some kind of Bitcoin pump. Then we know our altcoins should be okay. They're just going to move up organically then with the market. But just danger. Remember, if Bitcoin is falling over and we do get that dominance pump, that is where we're looking for a rejection higher up. And remember, if dominance is pumping and Bitcoin is dumping, these alts are going to get hurt. This is where we need to make sure we know where our levels are on these altcoins. We need to tighten up stops in some good zones and make sure that we are prepared if there is some kind of downside coming in the market. So dominance looking bullish at the moment. Hopefully that ties in with some kind of Bitcoin push higher. Okay. And here we go. So I'm going to cover Sol and I'm going to cover Sui, and then we're going to get straight into these meme coins, and we're going to go from the bigger caps down to some of the smaller caps that I have for you guys. So firstly, on Sol, it's relevant to me. I am in a Sol position, as you guys know, and we have now pushed into our second danger zone for Solana. So this is just a typical rejection area here for us. This was the 150 region we are watching. Why is that interesting? It's the 618 fib. It's also the 200-day MA, and you can see that zone is now coming into play very nicely. The same way Bitcoin has got a similar reaction in a similar zone, Sol is behaving in the same manner. So right now, if we do get some kind of medium-sized pullback, I'm looking for a bullish retest here. If we are going to stay bullish, we need to hold certain key levels on Sol. And one of them for me is going to be this 144 region. Anything down to even 140. That type of zone for me would still keep Sol bullish, and it will still keep me bullish on the market as a whole. So we need to just see now how this plays out. This is our current downtrend in play now with that rejection. So naturally, we want to have a little test of that support. And then the second crack at this trend, we want to start blowing that trend if we are going to remain bullish. Otherwise, they're sending us back to hell. Okay, they're sending us back to squeaky bum time at 135, and then we get in danger of getting stopped out. So here is my current situation on ByBit. You can see my Sol position. It's I've grown it slightly. I bought it. I added on the 135 zone. So my average entry is 131.5 now. Let's see if this is now going to be good enough for us to hold. There's Sundog. Okay, 𝗙𝗢𝗟 has got some Sundog info for you. There might be a long coming on the 4 hour. So this is a fresh one that I've just opened. I'm going to take you through that trade setup in detail. I'm going to give you a stop loss zone. I'm going to give you some TP zones as well. Well, 𝗙𝗢𝗟 is actually going to do that. And then what else have I got here? I've got Brett. You can see I'm trying to catch a Brett scalp here. I've got Bonk. I'm going to talk about Bonk in a minute for you guys as well. GRT is starting to cook. And I'm sitting in an audio position that we took with DJ and David yesterday on the Sniper Club Zoom session. So I'm sitting in that position. We're going to see how that goes. We might get a little bit of pumpage out of this audio. So we're going to watch that one. We're going to watch that one very closely. Okay, let's talk rinsage. Okay, so here's my current VX situation. You can see I'm short one Sui position. Okay, I got absolutely rinsed on that Sui short, and they came out and they took out the highs, and they have now sent it to the next zone. So right now in VX, I've got Phantom and I've got Injective, and I've grown those positions a little bit over the last, say, 12, 24 hours. You can see the Phantom is now 20,000, Injective is 16. If we do get some more bullish momentum in the market, we're just going to try and push these a little bit more. We'll try and grow that size, and my current Phantom stop loss is where it was yesterday. 0.62 is the zone that I'm going to be watching there on Phantom. So let's talk Sui. That was a burn. Okay, so I mean, that Sui short actually hit about $2,900 in profit at one point, and we were looking for lower. I was looking for the 1.4 region. What was concerning to me yesterday, and why I was telling you guys about it, well, because we had such a big dump in the market, Sui actually didn't dump hard enough. Okay, and we also had a big pump in the market 8 or 9 days ago, and Sui did nothing. So it's just been accumulating in the zone the whole time, and it gets very concerning when it doesn't fall over. Okay, at some point we needed this thing to really start falling over. So it looks like there was some kind of giant squeeze now eventually in the market. Everybody was trying to short this thing, and now it's blown higher. Okay, so lots of caution now. Your next rejection zone for SUI 2.18. So if you want to have another crack at the SUI, let's see what happens at 2.18. I might be inclined to have another go. We'll have to see. Chaos, you're going to have to talk about your indicator magic there and tell me if it's getting tired again. But we'll deal with that. We might have to deal with that tomorrow or another day. We got memes to talk about here today. So the next potential short zone for SUI 2.185 is what I'm watching. That is a reaction zone. That is a rejection area that we are going to look out for. At some point, this thing should give a nice big 382 pullback or some kind of, just bullish retest even. And we'll be looking for a nice size move. At some point, we're going to get a 20 to 30% dip on SUI. It's difficult to say when it's going to come. But what we can do is react on good zones like we have previously over there, and our next one 2.185. So we're going to watch that one and see how that plays out. Now, you heard me talking to Uncle there a second ago about my massive package. Okay, well, he's got my massive package that's sitting in his office, but I still have 4 tickets left for you guys. Okay, so what you need to do is be registered on 𝗬𝗥. So grab the link in the description on 𝗬𝗥, or if you're already trading on 𝗬𝗥, that's also okay with me. It's going to be the first 4 people, that buy a ledger and email giveaways at cryptobanter.com. Email giveaways at cryptobanter.com. Ray's going to drop that link in the chat for you guys now. So you're going to show that you've just bought a ledger. You're going to show that you are trading in 𝗬𝗥 at the moment, and you're going to share your 𝗬𝗥 user ID. The first 4 that do that are going to get $100 futures bonus sent to you, courtesy of me. Okay, so just show me that you've bought one of the ledgers in the link. Go to the show description. It is under the show document here. Just click on more. You can see all the stuff is here for you guys. So just click on that. If you buy one of the ledgers, just mail giveaways at cryptobanter.com. The first 4, I'm sending $100 futures bonus to your 𝗬𝗥 account. So just make sure you are trading on 𝗬𝗥, and I will sort you guys out there. And then on a side note for 𝗬𝗥, guys, and this is separate to what I'm talking about now, but you can see if you do sign up on a 𝗬𝗥 link and you complete some of the tasks here, they're going to pay you, $100 future bonus to link your cell phone. They're going to give you $100 to KYC if you want to. And then they've got all sorts of rewards and things like that for the duration of this campaign. So they're really trying to lure in some users. And I can tell you now, they've upgraded their app, and that thing is slick. That thing is moving very nicely at the moment. So I'm thoroughly enjoying the 𝗬𝗥 platform, and there is no KYC. And you don't have to KYC, but if you want the $100 bonus that they're giving you, then you can do that. You can link your phone number and do those things. Okay, it's meme time. Okay, enough admin. Let's get into these memes. Let's talk. The first one is Popcat. Okay, big banger from yesterday. Big banger from the last couple of months. But yesterday was a topical one for us. Popcat has pushed into our first target zone, so we understand this thing is hot. This thing is flying at the moment. Yesterday, I did touch on potential targets, 2.22 for Popcat. So yes, I think we can get there. The question is, how do we get there? So spot traders, very simple. Okay, if you believe in a meme super cycle, if you believe the market is turning bullish and all those types of things, all you need to do is buy spot on some good zones. Okay, this thing will start churning higher and moving to some good areas. Okay, leverage traders, well, we got to be slightly smarter about things, and that is where we get you guys. Hello, sir.
Did you say something about a leverage trader being smarter? Can we tell 𝗙𝗢𝗟𝗓𝗥 here, if he's a Sniper Club member, you can see these charts in the Dylan Live chart section. Right after the show.
Yes, and also for those of you watching on YouTube, there's actually a setting on your own YouTube as to what you're getting. So I'm streaming at 1K or whatever it is. So you just got to adjust your streaming quality on your side on YouTube, and just adjust it to higher quality, and then you should see it fine. So just on Popcat, you can see the big picture. We understand we've got a big target in play. Leverage traders, there's going to be multiple leverage trades on Popcat over the next year or whatever. Okay, they're going to look like many different things, but the first potential bouncy trade for Popcat, we are still waiting for. So I gave you guys this entry yesterday, 1.34. We are still looking for a little move into that zone. So we're waiting patiently on a couple of hot zones here for Popcat. Where can we get a potential bounce here in the market for the leverage guys? And for me, that is going to be your first sort of reaction zone that you're going to look at for Popcat. If that area fails, your next reaction zone, 1.26, and then a little bit lower down, 1.124. Now, typically, you're going to see something along those lines, and you might get that reaction there, and then this thing fires off to that new target. Alternatively, it might turn over and then react again at the 1.26. That is where you can sniff around for that next move. That could take you to that big target. And then ultimately, if we do hit that 618, I've seen PopCat does like a 618 fib as well. That is your next big zone that you're going to be playing at. So there could be multiple bounce trades within a downtrend here. One of these moves is eventually going to send you up a little bit higher, and then you're going to start tackling those big types of targets that we're watching up there. Now, spot traders, what do you have to do? Well, you don't have to do much. If you're already sitting in PopCat, you can see we've got major support for you at the 1.07 level. We've got big horizontals there. So if this thing does eventually fall over, that is a great zone. Okay, great DCA zone there as well for the spot traders. That is what you're going to be looking at. And then a little bit lower down, I've got nice support at 0.89. Okay, both of these are big, high quality bounce zones for PopCat if there is some kind of pullback in the market, and you have your upside targets. Okay, so PopCat, you have dealt with. Remember, guys, all of these charts, just like Ray said, every chart you're going to see on the show today, okay, including all the degen things, they're going to be dropped in Sniper Club after the show. So anyone who's a member of Sniper Club, if you've watched the show, you just jump into my section in Sniper Club and you'll have access to all of these charts that I've spoken about. So if you're feeling lost and I'm moving a little bit too quickly, you can always go back into Sniper Club and refer to those and, work them out at your own pace. Okay, let's talk Brett, another favorite of mine. And I've got two charts for you. I've got the Spot Traders 3-day chart of interest for you guys. Chaos, what did you have for us? You had Sundog, you had... where are you, sir? Come back to me. Come back to me. Let me get him back. There he is.
Hello.
Okay,
so hello. I'm loving this. I got Sundog. I've got Brett, Mew, Bonk,
Oh, you got
and
Brett?
Giga. Yeah. And
Okay,
Giga as well.
Okay, so I've got Brett. I've got Bonk for you as well. Giga, we can talk about. So while I'm talking about Brett, let me just give you my thoughts on Brett, and then we're going to chaos this thing with some MDX algo stuff and see what is going on. So Brett, for me, on the 3-day spot traders, okay, I just want to give you a perspective here as to what could be playing out. If these memes start turning super bullish, just like the theory that I've just given you guys, we could be in for a nice little move. There could be another 50% coming here on Brett to this 0.14 target. Spot traders, really, the big zone you need to worry about is the 0.078 level. Okay, that is your major support that you're watching. If you start closing under that type of level, yes, then we're turning bearish. The market is filthy. Bitcoin's falling over. And everyone's shouting at their wives. They're fighting with the kids. You're shouting at the dog. You know that feeling. Okay, so things are looking good here for Brett. 0.0786, 0.78. That's a nice support level that you guys are watching on the 3-day chart. Now, Chaos, what time frame are you looking at the moment?
I'm on all sorts of time frames, but I'm currently zoomed in a little bit on the 8-hour. But the daily, I'll show you my screen if you like. Let me know.
So I've got a degen set up here for everybody, but let's pull up Chaos's Brett chart. I just want to get a feeling for what the indicators are telling us.
So just looking a little bit more zoomed out on the daily, obviously we've got this zone here, which is obviously a resistance point somewhere around this level. This is the first thing that I like to see us clear, which of course is still, where are we? 15-16% away, which is nice. On the 8-hour, obviously this is what I've kind of zoomed in on today. What I'm looking to see is there was a previous sell, which obviously you know what it's like in a bullish market. You can't short a bullish market, right? Simple as that. So the sell signal, it's played out, but obviously we've already recovered that. Looking at the cash flow wave, we're obviously going positive. The RSI has come down into the low zone. We're now positive. This Keltner channel is now popping up some green, and of course when you get green fillers, it starts to move. Everything's indicating to me that actually we should be due a buy signal somewhere around here. Literally, I would have thought on this or the next candle. And then what I would be expecting is to start hitting these levels, so like the two levels that you just gave. The first one there,
okay.
The second one here around 30.
The general feel is upside left in Brett. Okay, do we agree on that? Okay,
Definitely.
So let me just give the degen something then to play with. So what I've done here with Brett, you can see I was in that scalp, or I am in that scalp on ByBit, and I didn't get the best entry here, but it's a momentum play. But what I want to give you guys is a couple of degen support levels. And when I say degen, it's for the leverage traders. The spot traders, you know what to do. Okay, you've got your main level that you can play with. The DGen guys that are hunting some zones of interest, this is for you. Okay, so a couple of things you can start looking at. Your main support that you're going to watch is your fib pool from the lows to the highs. You're going to look at your 382 region. So you're first going to look at 0.087 as your first main line of support. Okay, so if the wheels start coming off here, looking for a bounce in that type of region, 0.087. Then a little bit lower down, 0.085. So these are your bigger picture on the 1 hour support zones that you can play with. Then, okay, this is absolute psychos, the DGens. Okay, what we've got here, we've got a horizontal break here on Brett. Okay, so it's looking interesting. We do have an upside target here for you, and it's not a massive one that we can play with at the moment, but it is a target that we can look at. So at the moment, we're looking at a move to that 618 region, and that is going to be about a 5%. Once we start clearing that, then the game starts changing. So we can see we've got a little cluster here we've got to deal with, but let's get through the zone. If we start clearing that, then we start getting a little bit more excited and pumped about where Brett is going. Short-term support that you can use. Naturally, this is the higher risk play, okay? And remember, if you're getting stopped out, that money goes away, the leverage traders, okay? If you're trading spot and things like that, you're just holding that position, you're watching your main support. Leverage traders, if you're taking stops, that money goes away, okay? So just remember that. Your risk increases the tighter you start running these stops, but this first line of support, 0.089. So if you close under 0.089, that's going to be most likely a sign that this thing is going to start sending a little bit lower here and then might be testing one of these lower levels if it's going to stay bullish. So watching that area, DGen support 0.089, watch that zone. If that holds, then we should see some nice little targets to the upside there on Brett. And a bigger picture, you know, we're going to start tackling that. But the first line for me is this 104 on the weekly. You can see that 104 on the weekly chart. That's a nice zone. And then a little bit higher up, 0.14. So lots of work to do for Brett. And, you know, once we start breaking a weekly level, any sorts of retest on that zone, we're going to look for more buys there. There'll be future trades on Brett as well. Okay, so remember, leverage traders, there's tons of trades available. They never go away. The market never closes. You don't have to feel FOMO. You can come tomorrow. Okay, there'll be another setup for you guys. You can come the next day and everything will be good. So never have too much FOMO. Am I speaking sense here, sir?
Completely. The FOMO is real, though. The FOMO is real.
It's hard. It's very hard. Okay, so Brett, you guys have got your levels on Brett. So, you know, it's one of my preferred meme plays. Okay, I love this Brett situation. And another one that I absolutely love is Pepe. And I call it PP. Some people call it Pepe. I don't even know how to say it. How do I say it? What do you call this thing?
Pepe. Not PP.
Pepe. I can't even say it. I can't even say it right.
Not PP.
So PP is constantly doing more volume than Sol. Okay, look at the volume here. 24-hour volume on this chart here. $2 million worth of volume. And I mean, we know this thing is hot. Okay, this thing's an absolute banger. Okay, I love this thing. And James says the FOMO is real. Long everything. Okay, so Pepe 3-day chart. You don't have this one, right, Chaos?
Not today.
Okay, cool. So Pepe on the 3-day, there's a couple of things that are very interesting to me. Number one, you can see we've broken that 200-day moving average. That's massive for us. So you can see we broke it previously. We lost it. Now we've reclaimed it. Okay, so our first line in the sand for us here for support on Pepe. This is for spot traders, bigger picture traders, a nice clean break of the 200-day MA. We can use multiple zeros, 9-3. Okay, watch that region, multiple zeros, 9-3. Then our upside target here, you can see we've got some big weekly horizontals that we're watching. We've also got a 618, and I've actually got an alarm in this zone, okay? That is going to be a TP alarm, or that is going to be a potential short setup alarm. That is a massive, massive area for Pepe. Let's see, you know, when it gets to that zone, what we're going to be looking at. But I suspect if we do pump into that region, we are going to get a rejection, some kind of retest zone. So my alarm is set. We'll deal with that when we need to, but that region is multiple zeros, 1-3. That is the zone we're watching there for potential TP, for potential short. And then remember, when we do break higher, eventually that's going to make some kind of support for us for our next big trade on Pepe. So Pepe on the 3-day looks great. You've got your main support that you can work with. And then the DGens, okay, a little bit of a setup here for you guys. And I've tried to map this out on the 1 hour. So things are looking interesting from the perspective that we have broken a little trend. You can see we've got a downtrend in play, and now we have broken through, we've retested. Okay, so that is interesting. Okay, typical little trend retest on a 382 fib. You can see I've pulled that fib from the lows to the highs, and we just try to get a little 382 retest. So just to show you guys where I got that on the low on the 5th of October. I pulled it to the highs. What did it retest? Horizontal trend 382, and that is why it gave us this little mini reaction that we've just seen so far. So watching this region as support, multiple zeros, 1015. So DGens 1015, that is your support level number 1. Then support level number 2, you want to pay attention to multiple zeros, 98. Okay, so a little dip into that could be okay. Okay, and once we start losing that, then we start churning lower. Okay, then things start looking a little bit messier because then we've lost our trend. Okay, so spot traders, you are good. You've got your main support that you're watching. DGens, if there's going to be momentum here, you want to see one of these two zones start holding out for you guys. You want to hold this rising trend. You want to hold this current trend retest. So anywhere in that region there for me, anywhere in that type of zone is going to be an okay retest zone. We start losing that, well, you can see we're going to take out this candle, and then it starts getting messy. Then we start going to that 618. It depends how much leverage you guys are using. And if you're using high leverage, it's going to get messy down there. So just remember, play safe, watch your levels very carefully. And then...
Hold on. What's messy is the likes.
Oh, the likes messy, bro.
Like,
but there's so much meme alpha here.
618 yet. They're like really down by the 382. Can we get them by the 618?
It's not bullish. That's not bullish. That's not bullish at all. Come, subscribe, hit the likes, make Ray happy. I mean, look at him. It's new Ray. It's new improved Ray. Look at this background. I mean, it's amazing. It's amazing. Okay, so you've got your DGen levels here for Pepe. Okay, let's see if that is going to play out now on the 1 hour. Just be cautious. Okay, 1 hour on Bitcoin, you can see what's going on there. Make sure you understand your levels, and then when in doubt, just zoom out. Try and see where you are in the bigger picture, and don't overdo it. Okay, there's lots of time on these meme coins. A lot of these you can get away with just holding spot and having a plan going forward over the next 6 months, and let these things play out. Okay, and okay, you've got Floki. Am I correct?
Nope.
You don't have Floki.
Sundog.
Okay, well, let's go. You got Bonk.
I can go get Floki if you like.
Let's go Bonk. You got Bonk.
I've got Bonk. Yeah.
Okay. Bonk. Banger. Okay. Okay. So Bonk for me on the 3-day time frame. Okay. Also looking pretty interesting. What I like about this one, it's lagging a lot of these other memes. These memes have all popped the 200-day. They're starting to cruise. Okay. Bonk is sitting under the 200-day MA. So look, technically under the 200-day MA, you're a little bit bearish, but there's a sign here with everything else popping above some of their 200-day MAs and things like that, that maybe we could start getting a little bit more bullish on this thing when we do start reclaiming that level. So Bonk has got my attention. You can see we've had multiple goes at this 200-day MA. We keep rejecting whenever we hit that area. So what I suspect is when we do eventually pop this thing, we're going to get a nice clean move out of Bonk. So I am looking for upside targets on Bonk 33. Current support that I would suggest that you can use as a spot trader is keep it under the 50-day moving average. So that's multiple zeros, 188. Multiple zeros, 188. That is going to be your big support base that you're going to be watching. If you do get a dip into that zone, for me, that is for buying. That's going to be some kind of bullish retest of those horizontals, and we're going to look for that push higher. So as far as Bonk is concerned on the 3-day, looks like we got a nice target coming up for us, and looks like we have a nice bit of support. Chaos.
I do agree. I agree with you. Do you want to just grab my... There we go. Cool. So the only thing, listen, at this point, Bonk's in a good place, right? We've obviously come from high right the way down. We've reset the RSI. We've got some reversal signs, and we're starting to get an indication that the cash flow, which has been shrinking, is going to reverse and come back in again. We've got a sell. We've got a TP. We've obviously got a red trend line, but I'm looking for this reversal as well. Now, coming down to the sort of smaller time frames, it's been just a little bit bearish while we've had the pullback. But again, we're coming down to the point where we can get reversal and push up. So I think a bit like yourself, the area of support that I'm kind of looking at is good. Well, listen, it's this zone here, isn't it? What I think we're going to get is some sort of pullback, and then we'll get the buy signal, and then we can actually go. But I think you're right. We need to clear this support. So we need to bounce into the support zone, clear the moving average, and then we can go. So I think you're right. It hasn't moved yet, but there's no reason why it shouldn't, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's a lagger. Remember, a week or two ago, we saw Brett was totally lagging, and then this thing absolutely started ripping. So I just want to give the DGen something to look at here quickly on my chart as well. This is Bonk on the 1 hour. So we're trying to identify how do we attack the next zone when we are sitting at a resistance band and things like that. So when you zoom out, you can see on the 3-day, you can see we are at clear resistance. It's a danger zone. What do? We can zoom in and start trying to look around and say, look, if this market stays bullish, I want to try and snipe a little entry just under this type of resistance band in a good zone, and then look for that pop, look for that break if we do get it. So what I can give you guys, and why I was interested in bonk, you can see I opened that bonk position. You can see we are in a rising trend on the 1 hour. Okay, we are slowly starting to grind a little bit higher up here on bonk. Now, I don't like the look of this rejection candle. It's not the best look. Okay, I would have liked to have seen a better looking candle there, but you can see we've had our initial bounce here for bonk. So what I would say, use that low as your support marker, because if we start losing that low, it starts telling us we're losing that rising trend as well, and then things are potentially turning short-term bearish. So if bonk does start drifting a little bit lower here for us, you'd be looking at something like that. You'd have some kind of dip into that zone, most likely a bounce, but then you're going to be looking at something like that could potentially be playing out for you. So just a little bit of caution here for bonk. If you lose that 0.0217, if you start losing that zone, just be a little bit careful in that area. I've marked that zone with a stop zone there for you, 0.0217. Watch that area. What I would like to see play out is that this thing just slowly starts grinding higher here now over the next couple of hours, and then we get a nice big pop, nice sell-off, and then we get a nice little retest in that type of zone. So remember, after we pop a major area like that, there's often some kind of squeeze, then there's a quick sell-off, and then we're going to be looking for some kind of bullish retest. We're going to look for that retest to hold, and then we want to send that one a little bit higher. So Zolani says his ray trading memes now. Zolani, I don't know, bro. I don't know. He's very quiet about his meme trading. Ray, are you trading memes, bro? Are you trading memes?
I'm looking at Brett. Brett's looking to be interesting.
But looking versus actually trading are two different things. You got to actually trade them, bro. You got to get into it. Okay, so bonk, you've got your setup, you've got your idea here for the 1 hour, you've got your exit zone as well, and then targets that we can look at on the 1 hour if this does start ripping. Well, most importantly, once you break that 200-day MA, that's going to be your big support that you want to use. But if we do start grinding higher, you're just going to try and tackle some of these wicks that you can see at the top here. So it's the 0.0257, 0.0262. Those are potential target zones there for bonk if it does start turning a little bit bullish. Okay, so bonk is bonked. Let's go.
I've got Floki.
Let me do Floki. You got Floki. Okay.
Yeah, man.
Let's go. Okay, so quick take on Floki on the 3-day. This is a Binance chain token. A lot of people don't know that. It's a BNB chain, Memecoin, funnily enough. And I don't know if they switched or they were originally on it or whatever the story is, but yeah, just an interesting one. And so Floki, where we are on the daily, you can see what happened here. We took a 786 retest, so nice little pump, nice little dump, came and ended everybody. Remember the day I lost my ETH position for an exact pump like that, sent us down to the 786, okay? Strong little bounce. So as far as Floki on the daily is concerned, we've got major support, 125. That is what we're watching, 125. And then your upside target is going to be 16. So this is your probably, a decent rejection area here, that 16 type of zone for spot traders. But then once we start breaking through the next level, then things start getting exciting. Okay, so the next phase is going to be a 29% move. And then if we really start getting some energy, we're going to come and take out this big candle here. Look at that. That's going to be an absolute banger. If we come and take that one out. So something to watch here. The market's going to be super bullish if we are doing that, but this was a pump up to June. Okay, so from April to June in Floki, and at some point, I think we're going to come back and tackle that one. So first phase is 29%. Next phase is about 64% that we're looking on Floki. Support, multiple zeros, 125. So that is what we're watching for there. Chaos. What have you got? What magic do you have here?
Always amazes me how you can draw different lines, come to the same conclusions, hey? So very quickly, I've got a 15% move just to this trend alone. But what I really like about Floki, right, is let me just get rid of that and zoom in for you guys. I absolutely love this. We are early on the next buyer signal. Okay, so what we've basically got here is, you guys can see that the sell signals, they give some big moves. Same again, sell signals give some great moves. Obviously following a sell comes a buy. What I'm expecting here is something, big move up, you know, we've had another one, big move up. So what I'd like to see is potentially piercing this trend line. It's a 15 to 20% move. We're really early. We've just had the print. We've got some green sort of within the Keltner channel, which is good. The RSI is super low. It's turned. It's now facing to the upside. We've got this cash flow, which has come down. It's now reversing. This looks longy, you know?
Okay. Nice. So according to MDX Algo, printed a buy signal, your oscillator's turning up. So yeah, there could be signs that this thing pushes a little bit higher. You guys have got my higher time frame levels there. And then DGen vibes, I've got a little DGen chart for you guys. This is Floki on the 1 hour, something nice for you guys to pay attention to here. And you can see Floki is putting a little bit of pressure on these horizontals currently. So just like we saw on Bonk, we've got a little bit of pressure in a horizontal zone. Okay, so right now we are at a rejection area. This thing could naturally reject here and start sending us back to hell. But what you're going to be looking for here, if you're looking for a bullish move on Floki, you want to see an aggressive push here. You want to print that new high and then a little retest somewhere in that zone. Most likely it's going to be on a 382 retest is what you're going to be looking at to try and snipe your little entry there for Floki. And that should take you then to your next region or your next level that you're going to be looking at. So let's just get this trend line in play here. Okay, we're just going to look at that. And then what I want to do is just pull a fib here. I want to give you guys some support to work from. So I'm going to take a fib from the 5th of October to the highs. And I just want to mark a couple of support zones here for the DGen traders. First area, a big zone now that we can look at right now. If there is a rejection, first hot zone, 00014. I'm going to highlight this one here. 00014. That's an anchored VWAP there in play. It's a 382 fib. It's also some horizontal. So we know that's not a bad reaction zone. If we do hit that area, 00014, then a little bit lower down, that for me it's a nice bounce zone. This guy, look at this. Multiple zeros, 135. How did I get a Koki up there? I meant to do that. Multiple zeros, 1358 is what you're going to be watching. So if we do start melting down here, we lose that zone. That for me is your next sort of bullish bounce zone that you're going to be looking at. And then again, zoom out, bigger picture, try and see where we are and identify where your big targets are going to be on Floki. Okay, so Floki looking good. Okay, I like Floki. All these memes that I'm showing you guys, they're very interesting to me. They trade very nicely when things turn super bullish. And it doesn't always have to be the absolute DGen pump.fun coins. These guys can deliver. Okay, if you snipe an entry on leverage, these things can really deliver for you. If you want to grind out an entry on spot as well, let them do the work. These things grind out. They're like the workhorses for you. Let it just play out for you over the next few months, and you'll see. They'll slowly just grind a little bit higher. Let's talk with Chaos. We have to. I mean, there's so many coins up.
We've got a lot of content.
So Ansem, okay, we know he's a whiff man, okay? He's talking about whiff again. He's pumping his bags, okay? So Ansem, we know he's a massive meme account, loves talking about whiff, loves talking about his own bags, okay? And he's talking about whiff, and it's been super bullish today, and I think on the back of a lot of what he has had to say, and on the back of a bullish market. So I mean, geez, Chaos, I'm quite shocked by the size of that bounce off that too. I wasn't expecting it that quickly.
I'm quite happy. I've got some whiff. Quite pleased, if I'm honest.
I'm quite pleased as well, but I wasn't expecting a pump like that. Okay, so just from my perspective here, whiff is now moving into a danger zone. Okay, we earmarked this zone a long time ago, 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, as a danger zone, as a potential short zone, and things like that. Casper says, please don't call them shitcoins. Look, guys, I'm in it for the tech, okay? So, look, 2.8 to 2.9 for me remains a danger zone for whiff, okay? I'm sure your MDX stuff will say something similar. Do you have that?
I've got it.
Lucky us. Okay, so 2.8, 2.9. There were multiple reasons at the time. One of them, we've also got a big order block in that zone as well, a bearish looking order block. We had 2.8, 2.9. So it's a danger zone. So, you know, best case, maybe a TP area. You just want to be careful there. Okay, that's a rejection zone for me. Look, it remains bullish. Okay, but if we get a pullback, we're looking at a pullback onto certain retest zones. Okay, let's see what Chaos has got here for us.
Yeah, so same thing here. Previous resistance, obviously you've pulled it across. As you can see, we are getting extremely close to that danger zone, as you just called it just now. The long was perfect. It played out really nicely for a, where are we? for a 20% move, give or take. We've had a TP1 print. Okay, so it's not completely done yet because you're still getting the 𝗙𝗬𝗕𝗏 channel with quite a lot of green. So it looks like it's going to pump into this, call it order block if you like, and maybe take out towards the top half. But what you're seeing here, Dill, is a really, really top heavy RSI. It looks like it's starting to round off. It would be only logical to do that at this point, which might look something like that, you know.
Okay. So, I mean, this thing's had a hard pump. And remember, memes can now move into other memes. So if they get tired of WIF and the market is still bullish, WIF might cool down the way we saw SUI cool down for a little bit. And then they start firing it off into a couple of other things. So just be cautious here with WIF 2.8, 2.9. It is a danger zone. Okay. Once we blow through there, you can see on Chaos's chart, once we pop through there, there's some beautiful targets higher up. But yeah, just expect an argument in the zone that we're at the moment. And Stop Pot says, what are they if they are not shitcoins? Guys, tell us, what are these things? Let us know. Let us know. Can we get some like eloquent explanations for what we should call them? Because remember, Chaos has got that British accent. It always sounds way better. Okay, so tell us, and he'll call them whatever you want. Okay, let's look at WIF. So, okay, WIF we've done. People, I just want to touch on, we did talk on this people yesterday. This thing is starting to get traction now. Okay, so I touched on this one yesterday on my show. I'm not going to harp on this one too long, but we are now moving into our first resistance band. So anybody that was trading people or looking at it from yesterday, we have had a nice little move today. This 815, this is now your little danger zone. Okay, once we start blowing that zone, yes, there will be another trade there on people. But for now, it is pushing into resistance. So this 0.081, just be careful up there. You can see why it makes sense that that is a resistance zone, but it could get a little bit more exciting once we start popping that. Now, guys, we're going to start moving a little bit faster through these charts because we've got so much alpha for you. I actually overdid it today. Remember, all these charts are going to be in Sniper Club directly after the show as well. So Sniper Club members, you know where to find them. If you want Sniper Club, grab the link in the show description. Chaos is in there all the time, by the way, dropping indicator alpha for you guys. Let's go. Okay, let's go super quick. Oh, Giga, rejection. Ooh. Talk to me. Chaos has got us. Okay, I brought this one on the show yesterday. We've had a mega pump here. Chaos, show me Giga. Show me some Giga things.
I would love you to have brought this chart up about 10 minutes ago because we didn't have this. And I would love to have said to you guys, we're getting really, really a lot of pressure here. We should probably look to take profit. And it's come down just a little bit. It doesn't mean it's over, but you obviously called it yesterday. We've been in this thing for a while. There was a beautiful buy, guys. Look at that for a move. We've been knocking on this door of the upper 𝗙𝗬𝗟𝗓 channel for quite some time. 1, 2, 3, 4. The last 8 candles have wicked into it, right? This is absolutely, it's still hot because the 𝗙𝗬𝗟𝗓 channel below is still green, but the RSI is not even an angle. It's just flat. So, you know, it's hard to say at this point whether it recovers this and then we come down again, or if it rejects here and we come down to get at least some of the heat off. You know, it's just so hot. What you'll probably find, Dylan, is this. I imagine we'll get this again, and you know that'll look like this.
Look, it's you can't really fart against thunder, and I think luckily you can't short this thing. It's only a spot play at the moment. So Giga, look, it's a ping, what, $500 million market cap.
This is a 10% candle.
It's less fun, right? It's less fun, right?
It's a 10% candle, man. It's huge.
$500 million market cap. Okay, like when there's this type of movement on these types of things, there might be some bigger players involved. Okay, and they're probably targeting $1 billion. Okay, so for me, I think this thing grinds higher. So yeah, well, I mean, here's my Giga chart. All you can do if you are looking for entries on this Giga is start dragging your fibs from the low to the high. Eventually, it rejects like it has now. And then you can start looking at some potential DCA zones where you can start buying this thing. But I mean, this looks horrible, okay, the way this thing is pumped. So just be careful. But levels of interest, 0.047, 0.042. Okay, if this thing goes 2x from here, it hits $1 billion. So there's only a 2x on this one. Now remember, some of these degen plays, you could get a 5, you could get a 10x, 20x, things like that. But Giga, yeah, those are your levels. That's the most reasonable levels I can give you. And then your big support has got to be down here. You can see where we had that original bounce on that pullback. So 0.033. So anything can happen on this guy. Okay, it's looking quite aggressive at the moment. Chaos, let's talk Sundog because I think there's an entry here for us and something for us to do. Show us your magic there.
That's exactly what I've got up. This is the last chart I've got for you today. So I'm on the 8 hour, actually. I'm sure you can zoom us in a little bit further. The thing is with Sundog, right? We had this perfect short which played out. Just get rid of that. Okay, and obviously what's happened is we've come down, we've hit the 𝗕𝗤𝗓𝗕 channel, we've bounced off it a couple of times. What's of interest to me is we've gone really thick green within this 𝗕𝗤𝗓𝗕 channel, which would indicate that there's some volume coming in, as you can see why we're getting some movement. I'd expect to see that the greens will continue printing, and this RSI here should essentially keep going up. The cash flow here, which is the red wave, is clearly cash is flowing back into the coin. It looks primed, ready to go, man. So I don't know if you want to take us in further in.
Yeah,
for a look.
I've got a. Okay, so indicator-wise, MDX Algo, you happy? Looking a little bit bullish. Yeah, I mean, there was a massive sell-off on this thing. I sat in Sundog. I was waiting for that Binance listing, and it just never came. I mean, you haven't heard anything from it, have you? So
No,
we haven't seen any changes there.
It was a 40% sell-off. It was huge, right? It was huge.
Okay.
Yeah.
Degen players. Okay, degen zones that you can watch now. What I've done here is I've plotted a 1 hour setup for you guys. Now, ideally, what you want to see is you want to see this rising trend stay intact. So as long as we've got a rising trend in play, this thing should remain bullish. So ideally, what you want to see is just this trend continue higher. Now, obviously, these trends can't continue forever, but for now, we're looking for a move like that out of Sundog. If it's going to stay bullish, it's as simple as holding this rising trend. Once we start losing the trend, then it, it could be falling over. People start looking for shorts. Things start collapsing a little bit. So first line of support that I can give you guys that's realistic level for me is 0.238. Okay, so watching that, any push into that zone, looking for a bounce there, looking for that type of setup. If it's going to stay bullish, that is what you want to see play out. Very simple. If you start losing that trend, you might not want to be hanging around, because then we could be turning bearish and then this thing starts trending a little bit lower. So it depends how you want to play it. Spot traders, you can see the indicator, MDX Algo indicator, has given us a go ahead. Okay, it looks like we've got something going there. So spot traders, you might want to lock something in, and your support is going to be the dump lows. Okay, the dump lows from the 6th of October. You can see we had a little on the 5th of October. Those dumps, that could be your main support that you're going to be watching. Leverage traders, you got to be a bit more greedy. Okay, so watching 2384. Watch that zone. If that area fails, we'll have to find another entry later on, whether it's down here or whether it's off that 618. We can always hunt for a new entry. But for now, your safe zone, 2384. Watch that as support. And once this thing starts getting momentum, just look out for these types of moves. When you get your trend breaks, always look out for the horizontal rejection. They often just send it lower, and then they give you that retest. So you're going to be looking for something along these lines. And if it does start popping, you're just looking for that pop. You just want to print, you can try and print a new high there, and then you want to grab that retest. Okay, typically going to look something along those lines if it is going to play out. And you'll most likely find that that retest ties in with probably a 382 fib or somewhere along those lines. Okay, that's what you're going to be hunting if it does get bullish. So 238 main support there. Now, we're getting a bit filthy here. Okay, no, we're not getting filthy yet. We're talking baked. You guys know about the baked situation. Big developments there. Baked is now getting listed on another exchange. MEXC has now joined the party for baked. Just a reminder for everybody who is in baked or wants to be a part of baked and things like that. If you sign up with the links in the description, the Blowfin link that is sitting in the show description, I've been talking about this week. There's a new exchange on board as well. There should be a link in the description for you. If you're trading on those links, a portion of your trading fees are going to get sent, and they're going to get used to buy and burn baked. They're going to limit the supply, and that is potentially a bullish situation for everybody. So just a reminder there on baked, there's bullish news floating around on it. Blowfin is one of the exchanges that are participating in that at the moment. Okay, Ray, do you remember this? What did we say, bro? We said, where's the meme on this thing?
Did you long?
Okay. We said, where's the meme? Fuck me, they made a meme. Okay. Just like that. Just like that. There's the meme. Okay. So this is based on Sol. Okay, guys, we're getting a little bit filthy now. Okay. What we know in the past is when events like this happen, they release a meme. Okay. It does its thing for a while, and then you probably get drugged. Okay. So just remember what you're buying here. Some of the stuff I'm going to show you here can literally send you to zero. Okay, so just be careful here. Some of these things are dangerous. Okay, but here's this, this picture came out, and Ray and I were laughing. We're saying, "Where's this meme?" Okay, and here it is. So it's based on Sol. The ticker, you can see. Let me just highlight the ticker so you don't get the wrong one. The ticker there is based. It starts with APXE. So just be careful. Make sure you're trading the right one. This is a market cap of 1.6. It's absolutely tiny. Can something happen here? Yes. This thing could potentially pump. Can it go to zero and rug? Potentially too. Okay, so just play super safe if you're trading meme coins. You can see there is some structure here. There's no wild selling and buying just yet. There's something going on here. So keep your eyes on this. Okay, tiny market cap. Play it safe. But I just love these guys. They just make a meme just like that. There it is, bang. So there it is in the game. Then I've got two more political memes for you guys. Number one, we just want to relook at MAGA. Let's not forget MAGA. It's coming to that time of the year. Just want to remind you guys, let's not sleep on something like this. $67 million market cap at its peak. This thing was trading at, what was this thing trading? It was trading at 71. So, there's a little bit of way to go on this thing, potentially a couple of percent, 300%, give or take. Right now, this MAGA is sitting at resistance, but I suspect these political memes might start coming back again. And I haven't even had time to get 𝗙𝗢𝗟𝗏 for you guys, but 𝗙𝗢𝗟𝗏 is another one that I suggest you start looking at as well with this political narrative coming at. So MAGA currently sitting at resistance. I think this could be a mover here with the Trump narrative, especially if the odds start leaning in his favor. Maybe he's going to win the election, things like that. This could be a play for you guys. And then who remembers my small cap, my tiny cap election play, the DTI? Okay, this thing gave a massive pump at some point. Look at this nice move we got on this thing originally. We got about 800% out of this thing. So here's DTI, tiny election play. I'm still holding my bags of this thing. I'm waiting for bigger things, and we're waiting for some Trump action. So there's DTI. It's on ETH, and MAGA was also on ETH as well. Okay, so DTI and ETH. These are my election plays that I'm watching closely here. This one's small cap. Okay, so yeah, just be careful with it. It's tiny cap, but it is my play. Then 𝗙𝗢𝗟, have you heard of this story? Len,
no,
have you heard of this guy?
No. Yeah, I did see this. Was this the Bitcoin?
So there's an
Satoshi guy, yeah?
Yes, there's an HBO documentary coming out, and people are just they're trying to figure out who is going to be revealed as Satoshi. Okay, and they are talking. It's either this guy, Len, what's it, Sassaman or something. Yeah. We're going to look at that now, or it's Adam Black. Okay, it's one of the two. Okay, so right now, Len is the only meme coin that I've got that I could find. I couldn't find a decent Adam Black one. Okay, or Adam Black. We're going to look at that now. But if you want to find out about, there's a nice little article here, the rise of the crypto cabals. It's just an interesting read. If you guys
where
want
do
to
I
read,
audition? Is there an auditioning link there?
To be Satoshi. To be Satoshi.
I mean, I'll audition for any position.
𝗙𝗢𝗟𝗏, you forgot to say goodbye. Say goodbye. Say goodbye, 𝗙𝗢𝗟𝗏. Okay, 𝗙𝗢𝗟𝗏 has to go.
I don't think you hear us.
I can't hear us. Okay. 𝗙𝗢𝗟𝗏 had to go. He had to go at 6:30. I forgot to tell you guys he had to bail. Okay, so this guy, Len, okay, there's a rumor, a suspicion that he might be named as Satoshi, or it's going to be this other guy, Adam Black. If you guys want to read an interesting article, okay, yeah, Mr. Work for Your Bags. He's a meme, no meme, none. Okay, that's his name. Interesting article on crypto cabals and things like that. But anyway, it had this guy's face on it. I thought it was pretty decent. And DJNU says, Adam Black flips Len Sassaman on poly markets to become the favorite to be identified as Satoshi in the upcoming HBO documentary. Now, the only decent one I could find was this Len token. The Adam Black one, it wasn't approved. Okay, put it that way. It looked a bit dodgy. So I've only got a Len token for you guys, and I've got some of this. Now, remember, we played this game before where, people have been buying these things into hype, and, sometimes they work. Okay, sometimes they don't. When the news comes out, this thing might just completely fall over and rug. So I've got some of the stuff, this Len situation. The current market cap is 3 million. It's Len Sassaman. And let's see. You could see it earlier today when this article came out that the odds were dropping or moving into the favor of this Adam Black guy. This price started selling off a little bit. So just keep your eyes on this. Play safe. But wouldn't it be interesting? Maybe it is this guy. Maybe there is something here behind this meme coin. So I've got a bag of this stuff. Let's see what happens. Let's see if this thing does start playing out for us. Then I've got another one for you guys that Gustavo just loves. I did bring it on the show probably about a week or two ago. I spoke about this. But look at this fucking Gustavo. I think he's obsessed with this situation here, with this emoji dog. Okay, it's the first dog emoji. Okay, and Look at this thing. I mean, he fucking loves this thing. Anyway, so I need a dog barking, bro. I can't just have a cat. Okay. So here's the dog emoji. Okay, I got some of the dog emoji.
Can I be the barking dog?
Yeah, you can make it barking sound, bro. I'll put it on my soundboard here. So the dog emoji, guys, this is a small market cap. You can see it's been around, when I say a while, okay, it's been around for, 10 days, give or take, and it's still doing its thing. It's the first emoji dog, okay? So if that interests you, maybe there's some pumpage here behind it. There's been, Ansem was involved in a comment on a tweet, so there was suspicion that maybe he was involved in it, but I mean, it's a bit of a long shot, but you can see Gustavo's all over this thing, and let's see how it plays out. I'm holding some of this dog emoji. Let's see if we get a little bit of action out of that one, and just make sure you're buying the right one. There's lots of fake ones out there, I'm sure, and there's that ticker there, the bottom right there on the corner. If you're interested in the emoji dog, there it is for you guys. Now, another one that I think could rise from the dead. Okay, don't sleep on this one. You can see what happens, and who remembers Roaring Kitty? Okay, that man. And where's he been? What's going to happen if he does come back? Well, we could be. Is Chaos back?
Unbelievable.
I thought you had to
Yo.
leave.
Not liquidated from Chaos.
Chaos, you just liquidated Ray. What
How did I do that? I wasn't even here.
Are you back? Are you gone? What's the story?
Yeah, I'm here. What did I do? Sorry, Ray. What happened?
No, you liquidated Ray. There he is.
Well, you should live in the real world, not the augmented reality, right?
So here is Roaring Kitty. This is purely speculation. If this guy comes back, look what happens. Okay, when he comes back. Okay, there's a couple of moves here. You can see how quickly this thing pumps, and you can see how quickly this dumps. 2,000% pump there. What do we get there? 900% pump there. Even if we get a tiny little pump out of this thing, okay? Even if we just move up, take out a couple of wicks, there could be a 900% and things like that. So just keep this one in your armory. That's all I'm saying. Okay, I got a little bit of this thing. If there's some pumpage, you want to wake up. You got this too? Yeah. Okay. You can see the drill here. If this thing rips, okay, just take your profits. Get out of this thing, okay, if it starts ripping. So still $1.8 million market cap. This thing has gone obviously to massive levels there previously. Another one that I think could get a little bit of action here is got a couple of Toshi. Okay, here's Toshi that you guys could be looking at, and $79 million market cap as well. It's Toshi on base. Okay, another one might have been forgotten, for the last while. So just another one I want to just put on your radar there, guys. If these memes start picking up again, this could be a mover for you. Make sure, again, you have the right one as well. There's that ticker there on the right-hand side. So currently at a $79 million market cap. So Toshi, nice little play. I wouldn't say it's a safe play, but it's safer than those degen plays as well. And if the market's doing well, then naturally this thing should start moving. Now, here's a guy I think you should follow. Okay, he's a very quiet guy on Twitter, but he's growing his account slowly. And I know this man. He does a lot of meme research. He's a bit of a degen as well, and he calls himself African Degeneration X. Okay, follow this guy. He's got some interesting views on memes. He's got some interesting views on crypto and the markets and things like that. And you can see he wrote a little tweet earlier today. He says only memes and layer ones have showed relative strength versus Bitcoin over the last 90 days. Every other altcoin narrative is down versus BTC. How much more evidence do you need to see that memes are this cycle's driver? Okay, so this guy's worth a follow. Okay, he's got a couple of degen plays as well. So just do your own research, do those types of things, and you can see he is making calls on his site as well, so follow him. And you can see Larry Pink even follows this guy. Okay, he's got 1,300 followers. Let's pump his account there. Let's get him a few more followers there along the way. But I think he's got a couple of things to say, and it's probably worth listening to a couple of things that the man has to say. Okay, Chaos. Thanks for hanging.
Thank
guys.
You,
MDX Algo, link in the description. If you like what you see, jump in there. Sniper Club members, Chaos uses that in the Sniper Club. You can learn about it, see it. If you like it, then you can grab it. Then,
definitely.
Thank you for
very
coming
much.
back.
Cheers,
Captain. Okay, guys, so there you go. We are memed out there at the moment. So, I'm going to carry on doing my regular Bretts and Peppies and things like that. We don't do that much degen meme plays here, but we'll bring them back when we need to. Okay, so you've got great levels to work with here. You've got great targets for these memes. I think that's a player. Okay, I think we've got enough evidence here in front of us that these things could be some bangers in the next couple of months if this market stays bullish. So play safe on these meme coins. You know the drill. See you tomorrow. Regular programming. We'll talk AVAX. We'll talk Tower, Render, all the normal stuff tomorrow. And hopefully this market is ripping. We'll see you guys later.
How did I get liquidated on the spot position?